Today we're going to go over 5 tips that help me progress on the guitar really fast, and that'll maybe help you progress just as quick. Now before we get into that, I'd like to say if you find this video helpful and you like it, then like the video, and if you're new here, subscribe so you don't miss when I upload, and also go check out my other videos where I do technique lessons and theory lessons. But now for tip 1, practicing with a metronome. When you're not using a metronome, you can't track where you're feeling that curve of going super easy, getting a little bit harder, getting pretty hard now, struggling, can't do it anymore. I can't feel that curve as much as I can with a metronome when I'm going in increments of 5 or 10 BPM. I got to here and I stayed there for a little bit on the point where I'm struggling for maybe like 2 to 5 times on the scale, like times through the scale. So what I do for using a metronome is I start out at a BPM or a speed where I can do it in my sleep. It's super easy, probably around 100 or 50 depending on what the actual exercise is. Then I increase it again depending on the exercise by 5 or 10-ish BPM until I get to the point where I can't actually do it clean. And that's where I know I need to go down 10 or 20 BPM to a point where I can do it clean, I'm struggling a little bit, and then I stay there for a good 3 or 5 times around. The next thing is practicing solos that you can't play. What I mean by this is you have a solo that you really want to play and it's really complex, but you don't have the skill or techniques down, or there's little bits of it that you just can't play right now, but you will be able to. So learn the notes for that solo, like learn all the parts, all the sections, all of it, but don't play it at 100%. Go down to a point, like with the BPM or the metronome, to a point where you can play it and do that same kind of thing, but with a percentage. I do around 5 or 10% each time, and I do like two or 3 times on each percentage. And if there's a bit that you know you can't do, I really focus on that bit. So when I'm at slower speeds, I really concentrate on that section and just get it perfect. And when I get to a speed where I can't do that section, I'll come back. Maybe the first or second section is really easy, third section is really hard. Just stay at that speed. It can be a little bit tedious at first, but you will see the numbers go up over time. The third thing I want to talk about is explore different genres. This is going to really help get a much better understanding of tons of different and various techniques that you won't find in one genre or another. So towards the end, you'll have this massive bag of techniques that you can just use, and you can merge them together to make some really interesting sounds as well. This will also help you find your sound, so what genre you want to focus on, because you will want to focus on a genre, have a favourite, but it is still very good to learn all these different ones so you have a better understanding of everything. This is also going to help you have a much better understanding of the guitar and the techniques as a whole, because now you have all of these building blocks to create a massive structure, which is just a complete understanding of everything you can and lots of different range. So you can play literally anything whenever you want, which is really useful for gigs. The fourth thing I want to talk about is probably one of the most important ones, and that's going to be record yourself playing and analyze what you're doing and what you're doing wrong and right. Doing this really helps track your progress and also figure out what you need to progress on more, so you know what to focus on. For me, it was always being relaxed and the accuracy of my picking hand, or just my picking hand in general. This is really good because you know what to work on. Say I'm incredible at sweeping and terrible at alternate picking. I'm not gonna practice sweeping as much as I do alternate picking. So I don't need to do as much as that. I need to maintain my skill, so I'm going to practice it. So I don't completely slack it off. Just keep practicing that, just a little bit less, so you have time to practice the thing you need to practice more, for instance, alternate picking. It can also be a time saver as well, so if you're short on time, you can allocate different days to different techniques. Say Monday's alternate, Tuesday is sweeping, Wednesday is like music theory, it can be anything. But just knowing what you need to practice and then practicing efficiently is going to help both your skill, because you're practicing what you need to learn and will get better at, and also your time management, because you're not spending as much time practicing what you don't need to practice as much. And the fifth one I want to talk about is going to be listening to lots and lots of music. This is incredibly helpful, because if you listen to the music and you analyze a guitar, the instrument that you're playing, then you can implement the techniques and the sound into your own playing, so you can play in the style of whoever you like to listen to, which is really fun. And also you get a greater picture of what sounds good, what isn't used as much, what you can do to be different So if you want to be an artist, this is probably crucial so that you're not like everyone else. You can stand out and be different. This can also help your technique as well, in the sense that you can now listen to what other people play like and what other people sound like, and you can hear your own playing and think, that doesn't quite sound right, and fix it. So maybe there's some hidden little things that aren't quite right. So that's 5 tips to sped up my progression. If you enjoyed today's video, then give it a like and subscribe if you're new, and go check out my other videos on technique and theory, and I'll see you in the next one.